Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for standing by, and welcome to the Product Management View webinar series. During today's presentation, all participants will be in a listen-only mode. And if you would like to ask a question during the presentation, please use the chat feature located in the lower left corner of your screen. And if you need to reach an operator at any time, please press *0. As a reminder, this conference is being recorded Wednesday, April 27th, 2011. And I would now like to turn the conference over to Val. Please go ahead.
Thank you, Chantel. And for those of you who have been paying attention so far, yes, Chantel is a very fun person to get to know from Ready Talk, and we really appreciate her support in these conferences going forward as well. And those of you who are also participating in Twitter or who will be reviewing this webinar as a podcast or flash presentation later, hello. I'd like to welcome you to this new session of the Product Management View series. I'm Val Workman from RIMA Technology Solutions, one of the sponsors of this webinar. And if you'd like to present this webinar in this series or propose a topic, feel free to start a discussion in Grand View. The PMV is all about distributing the shared experiences of its members within our open product management community. Today, the PMV is the world's largest free repository of product management recordings. Today, it's my pleasure to welcome Carmine Domenico. I'm slaughtering your name. Can you help me with that?
Sure. It's Carmen Domenico.
Perfect. He's going to be presenting today in our webinar as how to turn wasted talent into killer leadership. And just before the presentation, we've had a chance to chat a little bit. Chantel and Carmine, really fun and interesting people, and hopefully today it promises to be a good presentation. A lot of experience in, of course, recruitment, retention, and performance monitoring and management of personnel. He is working in HR consultancy right now, and maybe, Carmine, you can mention a little bit about that and some of your thoughts in cultural change and culture as well. And for those who are using Twitter, you can follow and add additional conversation questions using the Twitter hashtag #PMV during the webinar, then continue conversation about the webinar on the Grandview community blog afterwards. And I'd also encourage you to make comments and ask additional questions at Carmine's posting after this presentation. I'll also be collecting questions throughout this presentation to address during the question and answer session at the end of this webinar. Please feel free to send your questions and comments to me in the chat section in the lower left portion of the Ready Talk interface, and we'll try to respond to them during the question and answer session. I'm going to pass the control over to Carmine now to kick off this presentation. Carmine?
Good morning. Thank you very much for that introduction. I've got some information that I'd like to share with everyone here on the call today. And there'll be an opportunity, obviously, at the end to ask a number of questions. I currently with a firm called Atticus Management, and we are a interim management firm as well as a human resource firm and a merger acquisition organization where we have principals that are experts in various functions, everywhere from finance and operations and marketing, sales, human resources, etc. And we provide services to organizations that require expert help from time to time that may not necessarily need individuals to come in on a full-time basis, but either on a project basis or on an interim basis when you're in between, let's say, a CFO and the search perspective, you're still waiting for someone to come in. We also help with search as well, too. A lot of the work that I do, and I'm leading the human resource division of Atticus, is around creating a search, basically a recruitment search organization, but as well we help organizations in the assessment of talent, creating development plans, working on talent pools, succession planning, and various companies from large organizations like OpenText to small mom-and-pop shops, small in terms of the management team, but large in terms of significant revenues that need, from time to time, professional help. So I'll go through today's presentation, and again, we'll have the questions at the end. Part of this, I'd ask you to sort of put on a couple of lenses, one from a corporate company perspective in terms of what this means to you, but also in terms of when you look at yourselves.